Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2017 and part 2 of Season 2 of our Red Bull career mode, and today we have the Chinese Grand Prix. I've just done a classic invitational event. I thought we wouldn't show that this season. I thought, you know, last season they didn't get as many views and they may be a bit boring to watch. But let us know down in the comments if you particularly want to see them, and I'll record the next one, and it'll go into the cycle of Monday and Fridays like this. So, let's have a look at the laptop. We are playing off against Sergio Perez as our rival in this first part of the season. We're leading that by 6-3 at the moment. He has the R&D table. I don't know what we're going to go for. We'll probably go for a department efficiency upgrade, to be quite honest with you. We might go for the engine one, just so that it reduces these sort of resource points that we need by a little bit more, and that'll help us throughout the season, hopefully. But no, first race went alright. Obviously we had a decent sized, well, not an incident, but a mistake that meant that we couldn't get more, but I don't think we could have, to be honest. We maximised what we could get, and hopefully we can do that this weekend. And I'll now hand over to the story of qualifying. There's no in-game footage for this qualifying report, but there is some results. Lance Stroll, Palmer, as well as the two Sabers and Van Dorn going out in Q1. Very much a surprise. Q2, there was a bit of a glitch. Only 14 cars ran. I couldn't find the 15th car, so that's the way that works. Sorry about that. And in Q3, Lewis Hamilton took pole position. Kimi Räikkönen in second, who takes a 10th-place grid penalty. We outqualified Daniel Ricciardo, but he takes a grid penalty as well. So it's going to be a very, very interesting race. I'm now going to hand over to David Croft and Anthony Davidson to take us through the action of the Chinese Grand Prix.
I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the races. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way you approach those roles?
Interesting question, Crofty. They're two very different mindsets. I mean, when I tested for BAR, we had full in-season testing where, per driver, you'd cover up to 15,000 kilometers per season. And in that role, it was more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as you could, so that that data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When you're lining up on the grid for a race, however, your frame of mind's all about what you can get out of the situation on that day, and the car's the tool to help you achieve what you want. You still want to focus on setup, of course, but it's more about the here and now, getting yourself as far up the field as possible, and less about development work for the future.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel and a Red Bull, Esteban Ocon and Perez, Grosjean, Hulkenberg, Massa and Carlos Sainz, Kvyat, Alonso, Kevin Magnussen and Stroll, Palmer, Ricciardo, Kimi Räikkönen and Stoffel Van Dorn, Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Well, we already have grid penalties then. We're on the grid, and yeah, you've probably just heard one of the final qualifying reports. I'm not going to be doing it every race from this episode onwards. I'm very, very sorry about that. I know it adds something to the weekend, but unfortunately I'm back at uni now. I've got some assignments the next few weeks, so it is starting to ramp up a little bit, and you know, the sort of half an hour, 45 minutes I spend on making stuff for the quality report, I could record another episode of F1 in that time, and that's crucial. Do you know what I mean? So I will do it for special races, maybe for the home Grand Prix, championship finales, stuff like that. We might do it then, but for now it'll be taking an indefinite hiatus. But we're up to 4th on the grid. We qualified in 5th, so it's not too much of a change, but our teammate Daniel Ricciardo further down the grid than he would like to be, because He obviously got a 10-place grid penalty, but yeah, he qualified in 6th place. It was, you know, quite a good qualifying session from us, our side of the garage, but no, like, I don't think we've nailed a lap all weekend round here. We are struggling somewhat, but hopefully we'll be able to settle into some sort of rhythm in the race and get some more good points today. It's all about consistency. We've went for a power unit upgrade because I think that's where the car's lacking, to be honest. Downforce and chassis is pretty good for Red Bull, but the power unit is where we need to plug all our resources in, and hopefully we can have that for Russia, I think it is. The one in Bahrain is obviously the week after this one, back-to-back China and Bahrain this year. So it is going to be interesting to see how this season develops. We should be fairly good in the race round here. I think the race strategy part of the practice program was pretty good, and our pace hasn't been too far off the Mercedes and Ferraris this Grand Prix, so hopefully we can compete, maybe even for a victory today. But the two Mercedes leading the way, 1 and 2, and then Vettel in P3. We'd love to jump Vettel into turn 1. That is the target. Obviously, we'd love to jump Hamilton and Bottas as well, but I think that's slightly less realistic. We're going to go into lean mix. I've heard that that's a way to get a good start, if you like, so we'll do that. And yeah, let's see who we're racing today. Well, there you go. So Perez in 6th place, Ocon in 5th. Force India have had a big upgrade in the patch, is what I heard. And they're now the 4th best team, easily. So they're going to be challenging us today, I think. I don't think we'll be quite on the pace of Ferrari and Mercedes, but we'll try our best, and we'll line up for the start now. Consistently qualifying up here on raw pace, which is really, really good. And we'll have to start thinking about taking power units and stuff at some Grand Prix. You know, maybe Bahrain could be one of them where overtaking is slightly easier. You know, just to get another fresh power unit in the bank. But no, things are looking alright. The grid is lined up. I don't know what we're waiting for particularly, but here we go. We're ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go here in China. Good start, not a lot of wheel spin, although Ocon has jumped us into the first turn, and well, we're just going to have to slot in behind him for now. Bottas has jumped Hamilton into the lead. We're going to have a little look at Esteban Ocon up the inside, although he's still there, and well, he manages to get away. So we've lost a position from the start, despite getting off the line well. Everybody else seemed to at the same time, which obviously meant that that our advantage, you know, wasn't great, and Ocon in the Mercedes engine managing to get the better acceleration. I'm going to go down to standard here. We're having a little look around the outside, which turns into the inside, and we managed to go past Ocon. That's a really, really good move on this first lap. It's an important move to make. We didn't want to get caught behind that Force India for too long, and now we'll hopefully go after Sebastian Vettel, who's right behind Lewis Hamilton here, and might have a look on this next straight at coming past him. So let's have a look from our onboard view at Vettel ahead. I think Hamilton's got the better initial acceleration. Obviously, Force India consistently topping the speed trap, so we've got to be very careful trying out of that 1 second window as soon as possible. That was really good braking down into that turn. That is one thing that this Red Bull has got going for it. It's wonderful on the brakes, and it does give you a lot of confidence going around the lap. But here we go, into lap 2, we're in 4th place, so we've held our position, and we're hopefully going to break out of the 1 second window to Ocon on this lap, and hopefully we can start making some inroads on Vettel, and try not to have an impact this race so that we can fight up towards the front.
Some information on Vettel. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Well, Vettel's slowing down apparently. He's got a problem, so hopefully we can catch up to him here. We've managed to break Esteban Ocon and sort of settle into our own race here on lap 3. And with Vettel having that problem, it gives us a chance to catch him up. He's visibly getting closer to us, so this is a great chance for our first Red Bull podium here. Simply because the likes of Raikkonen and Ricciardo are well down the order, and Vettel not looking particularly racy here, and he's going to sort of back into Ocon and Perez once we're past him, because surely it's only a matter of time. He is going at a snail's pace really compared to the rest of us, so Vettel really struggling there. And well, that is interesting. So he's saying switch to an alternate strategy. We are not going to come into the pits just yet. We are actually going to wait it out until the rain, I think. We've got 2 more laps on these tyres. He said 5 minutes until rain. We've got the DRS on Vettel now. We're going to have a little look because he is very slow, and we are through on Sebastian Vettel. So there we go. And we should get DRS again, I think, unless it... No, I think that's the detection zone right there. So Vettel's going to get DRS this time, so he should keep up a little bit for now, but we should be able to pull away quite easily from Sebastian Vettel, and yeah, we'll see when that rain drops. 5 minutes time apparently, so maybe another couple of laps yet. Well, we're still out here on lap 10 now. Nico Hulkenberg is out of the race. He retired over there. Bottas has sort of given up on the hope of it ever becoming wet enough to become intermediate. We've kind of committed to this strategy now, so we might as well stay out here. We're not losing so much time that it's, you know, having a massive detrimental impact on the race. I mean, look at the gap between third place Hamilton.
Recommend you stay out for now, though. Be much slower if we move on to Inters this early. We think there's a viable strategy change available to us.
What's going on?
Keep to the current plan or try the new one?
He reckons coming for intermediates. I'm just gonna say keep current for now, because I still think it's too early this lap. I really do. It's not slippy enough yet, in my opinion. And they haven't disabled DRS yet, which is sort of the indicator that it is still just a little bit too dry. It is 70% on the front left tyre though. Do we come in this lap? Or risk a puncture? It is. We're going to box this lap. We're going to do it. It's a big decision to come in and go on to the Inters with 5 laps to... well, 4 laps to go really. But we're going to do it. And we're going to see how it goes. We should come out in 3rd place. But we are risking our first Red Bull podium here. By going for this strategy. We have got a good gap to Ocon, but our teammate is in that group as well, so it is going to be interesting. I really don't think we're ready for Inters just yet. I think it is in that crossover zone, and this could lose us a lot of time. Hopefully not on the straights. On the straights we should be fine. But through the corners we're definitely going to struggle. Ocon is catching up to us. I think it was a little bit too early on the tyres, but then I didn't want to get a puncture. A puncture would completely destroy our race. Going on to the Inters too early doesn't completely destroy it. It just hinders it a little bit. It means that we're going to have to... Ooh. Ocon's got a problem. Don't know what that might be. But Ocon is down our inside. Has he got a puncture? I don't think he does. And here comes Ocon. He is having a look, but Perez is having a look at him. So we could have Two Force Indians down our inside here. We go a little bit wide and Perez is through. Perez is through into third place. There's Ocon through as well. Ricciardo having a look. I think we've come in a lap too early here. There's cars just flying round us, but it is getting wetter. You can see the spray coming off the cars. The DRS is still active though. And Raikkonen now having a look at Ricciardo. Is he going to go down the inside into this turn? Ricciardo stays on the outside. He stays true. Raikkonen down the inside. We go pretty much straight on there. Massa's through. We're down to 8th place here. This isn't looking like a good strategy right now. Ricciardo down the inside of Raikkonen. And well, we're just all over the place here. And surely we've made the wrong decision. We're out of the points now. And this is really, really disappointing. You know, it's gained us nothing, staying out there so long on the super softs, and now coming in and using these intermediate tyres. It doesn't look like it's ever going to be wet enough, which is a real shame. And we're out of the points and not at a quick enough pace to keep up with the other guys. Magnussen and Kvyat are next in line to take over us. We're just going to commit to this strategy. We're not going to come in and change back to the dry tyres. What would be the point in that? So Magnussen's through, as is Kvyat. So we just need to sort of keep ourselves to ourselves, try not to fight too much, and just try and work these tyres in, stick to the wetter parts of the track, and hopefully they'll come in very, very, very soon. But there's obviously no guarantee. We go massively wide there. We've got Julian Palmer in our former car. He's going through now, and McLaren is overtaking the Red Bull here. This is horrendous. What a horrendous result this has become. And we're just going backwards here. We are going backwards. We go wide while looking at Verline. This is a disaster. An absolute disaster. 2 laps to go after this. It's all gone wrong. So we come onto this long straight for the final time. We definitely made the wrong decision. We've nearly been lapped by Valtteri Bottas, who's already won the race. He's on his cool down lap. We are just in really very much disarray, to be honest. It's very demoralising what's just happened, but there's nothing we can do about it. You know, we made the call, we made the risk. If it paid off, then you know, we'd have been hailed a hero and probably won the race, but it didn't happen, and we do finish last of the classified runners, which is a bit of an injustice on our pace. We should have been on the podium today, and that's a big, big disappointment. It really, really is.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Valtteri Bottas takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, I have to give it to Kimi Raikkonen. Consistency, good battle, sensible driving. He can be pleased with that performance today.
On to the constructors then. Mercedes move to the top of the table. Meanwhile, Toro Rosso's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
Well then, there you have it. Valtteri Bottas wins the Chinese Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton in second, Raikkonen battling back to third with Perez fourth, Ricciardo fifth, Massa 6th, Sainz 7th, Grosjean 8th, Vettel 9th and Magnussen 10th. We finish in 19th place. Let's have a look at the drivers' standings. Bottas leads after 2 very impressive performances. Raikkonen in 2nd. Hamilton is in 3rd with Perez 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Vettel 6th, way down in 7th. Constructors' Championship, we are currently in 3rd. Disappointing Grand Prix that. But if you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like down below. It honestly means the world to me and to the channel. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.